thank God in heaven, because there are some of these stalkers who, I guess they switch it out more, and it's, they don't want to have to build a dialogue so they can loop it. It's just too much work for them. Yeah, they just said, let's fuck this dude up. But it's funny how he'll say like those things, but then on the V2K he'll say he'll be like, this guy, he'll actually say this about me when I'm sleeping, when I'm laying there. He'll go, this guy's dangerous. He's dangerous. He's gonna hurt somebody. And I'm just fucking sitting there. I'm laying there. So he's trying to tell it. So this is what it sounds like to me. It may be looped, but it sounds like he's telling his wife that I'm gonna hurt somebody. You see, and that's the thing. Like I'm saying this stuff on V2K about V2K on my videos, but it's like if somebody doesn't believe me or believe in this, they would think that was just going on in my head. So they would actually see me as dangerous. So I might have to look it over. I think I'm still gonna put it out, because it is what's really happening, and pretty soon, I think less than a year, we'll be vindicated. Mike is, my friend is trying to get this audio spotlight. I think we have about $600. I don't know the website to donate money, but if you can spare like $20, like my next paycheck, I'm gonna donate $20. If you can, go to my Facebook page, which is Kyle Ti. It's Kyle Ti. And the thing about Audio Spotlight will be on there. It should be. Here's a one light white truck. And I'll try and make a video just about Audio Spotlight, because he's really trying to get that, and that's a lot of the stuff that the guy above me does. Like, he does a high-pitched sound, and he uses Audio Spotlight to, like, it'll sound like water running, and then I'll move out of the way, and that'll be gone. So he has a lot of Audio Spotlight upstairs and just EHF emitters. But most of the directed energy and a lot of the high-pitched sound, the V2K, comes from the remote station. They got a lot of things coming at me. And, to non-TIs, I realize how this can look, and, I'm sure that's what my attackers are trying to do. Since I'm talking, I'm saying I'll say what's on the V2K, they're, like, trying to think of the worst things that they could, possibly say to make me look crazy. But I gotta kind of just barrel through it and, just tell the truth. Because, I sit there, the pain's so bad, my quality of life is... I still have a family that loves me. There's a light change. I'm going to just go through it. My quality of life is just not good. Like, how you have a sense of well-being where you can sit comfortably and you read a book and you feel kind of warm. You feel warm. You're reading a book and it's comfortable, or you're going to sleep and it's a real comfortable feeling. Like you're just thinking of what you did during the day, or thinking what you'll do the next day, and it's a warm feeling. You look forward to falling asleep. I remember those times. I remember those times in Texas, and I guess a couple of months here. But now it's just every second is grueling. It's like, oh my God, these people are so dangerous, and they sound so urgently violent on the V2K. They just sound like they're gonna do something really bad to you all the time, and your quality of life and your sense of happiness, like just being comfortable, is just completely taken away. Plus you're being tortured by microwaves, but that sense of well-being is taken away, and I really miss that, because last night I was playing a video game. I'm playing Dragon Age, and it's like a role-playing game. And I remember, when I was little, and even into my late 20s, you'd stay up all night and play video games. You're really comfortable, and you're focused. You had a lot of focus, and you were gonna stay up all night and play video games, and it was really fun. You had this really good sense of well-being, or I had a really good sense of well-being. Here's a really bright one light white truck coming up. Y'all see that guy? You see that sucker right there? But now it's like I'm playing that video game and I'll get little spots, like maybe an hour, you know, where I'm like, oh, I'm comfortable, I'm playing this video game, it's fun. And then, you know, I'll hear a ringing in one of my ears because they're trying to, I don't know what they're doing with that. When they really get the high-pitched sound in one ear, I guess they're trying to heterodyne you, or kind of mark that position so they can hit you in the head with stuff, and then it goes downhill from there. I'm just like, and I'm not comfortable. They're hitting me in the stomach and in the head. And I remember back to those times, you know, when it was like the time between, you know, you get in bed to go to sleep, and you'd be really comfortable. You'd be looking forward to it, like what you were gonna think while you were going to sleep. You know, just about the day and everything. I guess they weren't honking at me. But now that's kind of gone. You know, I go to sleep, and, you know, between my waking and my sleep is a certain frequency. The brain's in kind of a sort of frequency state between waking and sleep, so they always are doing really weird stuff in between those times. There's a lot of people honking around me. I don't think that's for me, though. I think that's just Sunday driving. I miss that, though, that sense of well-being. And, you know, even through Crohn's, you know, Crohn's disease since I was like 10, you know, I always had a good sense of well-being. I was like, well, you know, as long as I have some video games and I have my family, and, you know, I can drink a nice cup of coffee, or, you know, have a good meal, or, you know, see this person, then life is good, you know, no matter what troubles come. Oh, there's some bills to pay. Still my sense of well-being is still good. I just order up the bills and I'll plan to pay them. You know, you had that feeling. But like for us targets, and target individuals who will understand this, it's like you don't know what the fuck's going on with your body. Like these people are, you know, shooting all these high-pitched sounds in your head, and it feels like you're being irradiated, like you don't know what's happening to your brain. And then they're shooting it into your chest. Like, I mean, they'll hit me in a certain spot occasionally where it'll like tree out. And I don't know how to say this, but it will stem out. Like they hit a perfect spot in my chest to where it will stem out to my neck and my arms, and it'll burn like on the inside. Like they hit a perfect pressure point, and I can barely breathe. You know, my heart's beating real fast, and it's just not comfortable. I think somebody's yelling something out of their car or something. I hope there's nothing wrong with my car. My tires are getting kind of flat, so I can't drive a lot this morning. There's a one light white SUV right there. But yeah, so you guys will know what I'm talking about. It's like that sense of well-being is gone, because you really don't know what's happening in your body. It's constant agitation with constant torture. I think that's what I'm going to call this video, sense of well-being, because I'm not having a good sense of well-being, you know, this morning. And that's, I miss it a lot, because no matter how bad things got, or like, you know, it wasn't, you know, maybe didn't have a job, or maybe my job was hard, or I had some work to do that was left over, it was like I was healthy and happy, and, you know, I could put those things in order in my mind, and be like, well, I'll get those things taken care of, and then just enjoy, you know, what I had to do. And, you know, with this, it's like you're constantly being hit, and these people are so, like, I mean, the people on my V2K are so urgently violent. You know, they're so just cruel, and like, you know, they really think they're never gonna get caught. So they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy, and then or they'll say like, you know, torch him, cook him. You know, or they'll say like, oh, I'm gonna kill him, like somebody, and then like I'll hear somebody on the V2K go, yeah, he's bad, you know, go ahead and kill him. You know, he's like, I'm about to, like he'll go, I'm about to. So it's like this, like you're not even a human being. They're just like cutting you up with microwaves, and you're just sitting there in your house, like you're not doing anything. You're like playing a video game or something, like reading, and they're just like urgently, you know, they've got to get it finished because they're so violent, and you know, they're I guess stuck in this where they're doing it. Kind of sounds like my people were having fun with it at the beginning, and now he's getting tired of watching me, so he really wants to finish me off. But there is no finishing me off. It just keeps going on and on and on. Like, I get more and more uncomfortable, and like I do have, you know, memory lapses, as y'all saw, you know, in this video. Like my mind can't recall things as fast, or words, but it's not going anywhere. Like, I mean, even if he really hurt me real bad, you know, I'd go to the hospital or, you know, wherever, and he'd keep hitting me. You know, he'd keep hitting me. So I don't know what he's saying. They also all the time say, you know, it's over, it's over. And I don't know what that means, because it never ends. And you know, they've been saying it's over, you know, for a long time. I guess they just think they can bring a reality about if they want it enough, and they, you know, I don't know. They're so crazy to me. It's like the opposite of any humans that I've ever known. And you know, I really understand why people who have not experienced this would think I was a total loon. That's a sucky feeling. And I know that all TIs, we feel it. You know, we kind of got to get past that. You know, and I always do that. I don't apologize for things, but I do just want to point out, like, hey, I realize that I sound crazy here if you're not a TI. To TIs, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just kind of getting it out this morning. These things kind of are, these are therapeutic things for me. And I do use them that way. That's kind of my angle. That's been my angle the entire time. It's to document. I use it for therapy and catharsis too. It really works a lot. You know, the conference calls work a lot too. You know, but it's amazing how, you know, I know there's a whole community out there, and I talk with them every day. You know, I talk, and that's what I was talking about when I forgot about it. But I was talking to my TI friend last night, and he was just talking about how he had, you know, really bad V2K, and you know, it's real tough for him. You know, they tell him on his V2K, they're like, do him. You know, they're talking to each other, and they're saying, do him, like, kill him. And they're always saying that, and he's like a big guy. He's like a big, he works out a lot, so, I won't say your name, buddy, but you're awesome, man. And we need strong people like him, who don't take shit, and they don't back down. And this is kind of a big joke to him. You know, it's a big joke to him, but he just can't do anything about it. It's like these little twerps on these, you know, remote weapons, you know, kind of wearing him down, and he can't face them. You know, if he had like 1 second alone with one of these people, he would just rip them to pieces. But since they're hiding in houses and doing all this stuff like cowards, you know, you can't do anything about it. But you know, much love and much power to you, buddy. You know, his V2K is pretty vicious too. You know, they say a lot of stuff like that they're gonna kill him and stuff like that, and that's it's really a crazy part to all this. It's a really crazy part to all this, because mine, they also seem very urgent, and you really don't know, because all this is psyops. You know, it's some ex-military guys. They're making money. They're experimenting with these directed energy weapons. You know, really torturing people to see what kind of cancers they'll get, so they can use it for, you know, for troops, like with V2K and synthetic telepathy. But they're also trying to use it as psyops. They're trying to traumatize the victim or the survivor. I'll call us survivors, heroes. If you're going through this, you are a hero. They try and traumatize it, so it's like you don't really, on the V2K, it's like they're like, it's over, or do him, or you know, cook his head, or something like that. And it's really just to kind of to agitate you more. Like, they're not even really getting there, or they could be inducing a feeling, you know, of your head hurting with remote neural monitoring for parts of the time, and then saying, like, cook his head, you know, to make you feel like your brain's getting cooked more.